Hi, Mimi. Well, 30 years. Wow, what an accomplishment. 30 years at one company. Many, many congratulations. I hope you know how much our family is so proud of you and how much we all love you.
And I can tell you exactly how much 30 years is. 30 years is 360 months, or 1,565 weeks, or 10,957 days, or 262,974 hours, or 15,778,476 minutes, or 946,708,560 seconds, and you've done it all. We love you.
Congratulations, Mimi!
30 years, that is amazing!
Your company is so lucky to have you. We are all so proud of you, Mimi.
We love you so much!
So Lucy, tell me what it has been like working with Marilyn all of these years.
It's been great. It's been really, really good. And more or less, not the funny stuff. I think it's more mentoring. You know, she's always been there. Always been there. You know, I can remember Marilyn sitting at my sister's funeral. I can remember that. You know, she's always been there for me.
What has she been like? What has her friendship meant to you over the years?
Really, a whole lot. We like each other. She's real, and she's straight up, and I like that. You know, she's just Marilyn's Marilyn.
20 years from now, you run into Marilyn on the street.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing that's going to come to your mind?
Like I said, no gray area. You know, she's real. No hidden agendas. Just Marilyn's Marilyn.
Okay, well, for Marilyn's 30th anniversary, I want to know, what is your funniest Marilyn story? Walter, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Paul. Here, we're all, as you can see, we're all social distancing here. You know, my favorite things, I can't say there's one story. It's more like there's a pattern of Marilyn stories. And I've been there 25 years now, and for 25 years, it always starts off where I go into Marilyn's office, and I sit down and say, Marilyn, we have a situation here. And I explain it's something, it might be a contract or a price reduction or a listing that's about to expire, but it's something that's potentially catastrophic. And so I explain the situation to Marilyn, and then we line up a phone call, or we meet with the people, we go through the whole explanation of what's happening, and they hear the seller's side, and then we come to some resolution. But the best part of the whole story is when we get back to the office or after the phone call, and to get Marilyn's reaction. And it's always like, oh my God, can you believe they're crazy? Or, and they just need to take the money and run. These kind of things. And then, and what I like best about it is I realize that I'm not the crazy one. At least she makes me feel that way. It's not me, it's them.
She puts it in perspective.
Yes. And she just always has our back. Now, when I leave the office, or her office, she might have a completely different reaction. She might be going, Walter, I can't believe that guy. But anyway, she always has our back, and that's what I love about Marilyn. And it's the 25-year-old pattern that I've been here, and she's constant. It never changes.
Good deal. Stephanie?
Oh, well, my the favorite thing that I remember about her was when I first started working with her back in 2000. She helped me buy my first house. She wrote the contract for me, and she put in things that I wouldn't have even known to ask for, and don't bump your head. She gave me more than I would have known to ask for, actually, and I've learned a lot from her over the past 20-something years, and she's most memorable to me. She's always laughing. She has a funny story, and she's always asking how you're doing or your family, and she's just been a mentor to me throughout the years.
Ms. Cindy Burns?
I don't really know why you're asking me, because the truth be known, I don't even like her. Okay? But, no, mine is right along, yeah, mine is right along with what Walter said. When I first started, I was, it was awful. I was scared to death. I was always sure I was going to do something just catastrophic. And Wait Night was the same way. All of us, we were like, ah. And we always knew that Marilyn was our great defender. I once had one of my first deals. I had a house listed in Westview, a high-profile realtor from another company had the buyer. She called me and got angry with me for something that, can you believe it, I did not do correctly. Anyway, so I went running into Marilyn's office. Marilyn said, "Sit down, give me that." And she got out her phone, she called her and said, "Colleen, don't you ever again jump on one of my people." Now, and she went on, and I'm going, "Way to go, Marilyn! Oh, way to go." She hung up and said, "Cindy, I'm gonna kill you if you ever do that again. It's just stupid." And I was going, what happened to the, I'm gonna, and don't be mean, and, well, but we always had her to fall back on. We could go run into her and say, "I think I made a horrible mistake." And she'd stand up for us. We could be so wrong, but she'd stand up for us. And then as soon as the phone call was over, there was, "Oh, God, how could you be that dumb?" And Wade Knight and I took the brunt of it because we seemed to be doing more damage than the others. But she always, like Walter said, she always had my back, and I could go running through and say, "You're not gonna believe what this mean person did to me." And then she'd beat him up and then get me, holy hell. Anyway.
Okay, Ruthie?
There's so many stories, and we talk about our favorite Marilyn story. She's always loved all our children, but she also would give me advice about my children and real estate. And one was like, you need to always have a criminal defense attorney on its speed dial. And here's one, and it would be like, because they would get tickets or something. But I was like, this is when my son started driving. And she'd say, you need, and she was just one step ahead. And she just was funny that way. And she loves all our kids. And she knows our dogs, our parents, what's going on with our lives. She is the first one there. I had a child in the hospital, and she said, "You can just leave him." We're going on a Circle of Excellence trip, and she had all the tickets sent to me at the hospital just so when he got out of the hospital, he had a little surgery, and that I could leave on the trip. But she's like a parent as well. But the stories that she would tell about our children, she's never forgotten. Like Bonnie. Bonnie's the child that's in her office right now in a picture frame. It is just. It's just, I guess that's not funny, but it's true. It's true, and she doesn't get mad at us when,
Speak for yourself.
But no, she gets mad at me more than anybody.
Okay.
In this whole office.
No.
No, I mean, but she'll say, "Ruthie, you should know better." And I was like, well, but I learned that in the real estate class. And that was, anyway, we'll talk about that next question, but she's run this company, I think, so well, and it's so professional, and it's very fair, and it's just, but she keeps the humor in everything. She really does.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay, Mary Elizabeth?
Oh, gosh.
First of all,
mine
show off
was-
your shoes for St.
Stick
Patty's
your
Day.
foot up there. Aha!
Mine was day one. When I got to the office, and I think Marilyn knew immediately, she put me right at the desk beside her, just outside the door. I mean, I could touch her desk because that office was so small at Westheimer. And it started to rain, and she said, "Hurry, get the trash cans out." And I was like, "What?" And there were 2 trash cans under my desk, and I had to put them on top of my desk and continue working. And that
Because
was
of the rain.
totally normal. I mean, totally normal at the time. And I thought I really made it big time. I really
Tell the
did.
story about Madeline and
Oh,
Mexico.
yeah. Well, I'll make it really quick, but we went to a wedding in Mexico, and when a parent tells a child, be home at this time, don't come by yourself, well, With me, she rolled her eyes. With Marilyn, she was like, yes, ma'am. So Marilyn said, do not walk by yourself. Knock on the door about midnight or 1 or 2. And there's Marilyn and I waiting. We open the door and there's 20 mariachi behind Madeline. And Marilyn was like, good job. So she has been a mom to all of us. She's been like family. She is our foundation.
Yeah.
And
The rock.
incredibly strong. And no matter what we do, she pats us on the back and says, you tried, or you did a great job.
Or shape up.
Or ship out.
Let me add one. You're talking about stories about our children, and when Bonnie was in preschool, one thing that Marilyn did. Remember, she had that art car that was
I was thinking the rabbit.
The rabbit. The car was it pink and it had eyelashes and it had ears,
Whiskers.
yeah, whiskers
And a
and all that.
white
And so
nose.
And a tail.
and so and Marilyn had she had a bunny costume as well with the car. So it was Easter, and I got Marilyn. We went to my daughter was at preschool at Pooh Corner, and for Easter break we got Marilyn. I got her to drive the bunny car to pick up Bonnie at Pooh Corner in her bunny outfit. So we pull up to the carpool line in the bunny car, and Marilyn, the Easter bunny's driving, and Bonnie is she was the cool kid that day because the Easter bunny picked her up from preschool. But all the kids piled in the car, and we went off to the little party afterwards. But I don't know many presidents of corporate companies that will dress up as a bunny rabbit and pick up a preschooler. So anyway, thank
Only
you,
Marilyn
Only
says,
Marilyn.
this is something that is just, hold please. Now, I've even picked it up. I keep going, hold please. Well, I'll be talking to another realtor and they'll say, well, hold please. Do you know Marilyn Thompson? They'll say, yeah, sure I do. I'm going, of course you do. Because little things like that are kind of like her trademark. She's just, and although I didn't have children, I have dogs in common with her. And Marilyn has just become totally enamored with her puppies, and now they're comfort dogs. She takes them. I could never take mine there, but she can take hers, and she's become so good. They're just like her children, you know. They've taken on a whole level of importance that I understand. But
You know, I think we are all like her children
Yeah.
too, even though we're the same age. But it's
my sister went to college with her at LSU.
Oh,
They're younger.
please.
Claim to fame.
I've got to show a house in 10 minutes,
Oh,
so I'm going to
go, Walter, go.
So anyway, love you, Marilyn.
Thank you all.
Go make that money.
Yeah.
No, my sister went to college with Marilyn at LSU, and Tish had a lot of funny Marilyn stories that I had been sworn to secrecy over. But
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any good Maryland stories or good Maryland memories to share before we sign off?
No, but I think it's important, and I think, you know, all of us would agree that, you know, there's been a lot of change in the city with different real estate agents and agencies, and there's truly, I think, all three of us have probably as agents been offered to go other places and some really amazing deals. There's no amount of money that I would ever take over a friendship with Marilyn Thompson.
and the agents that have decided they would move on, they have said we don't have they don't say we don't have management. They said we don't have Maryland. And even agents that have been with other companies that came here, I asked them, I said, I'm just so glad you came. They said, are you kidding? We've heard about Marilyn Thompson for years. She has more respect than any person that is a broker really running a company. And it is all, it's her knowledge. And even real estate attorneys, I've talked to them before about a question, they'll say, what does Marilyn think? Or what does Marilyn tell you to do? Let's put Marilyn on the phone. And it's just the opposite of let's call an attorney. It's like, let's call Marilyn. And it's just her vast knowledge of contracts, situations. I mean, I couldn't live with, I mean, she is the rock, and she's what keeps us going, you know, it's just, she's amazing.
She was in a difficult situation when Martha stepped back and Sotheby's had purchased us, and they then were naming, you know, someone to take the helm and all. And the transition was done so smoothly.
Yeah.
And it was like, she was the constant.
Yes,
Like you
yeah,
said.
exactly.
Yeah.
She was the constant that was there as we were going through all these different, and now Martha isn't here as regularly, you know, but you got Marilyn there, and it's just like it's supposed to be. It's been very smooth, and not everybody could have pulled that off. You know,
No,
it was,
she is, you know, I mean, she's amazing, and she is so loyal to each one of us.
But I think we've blown up her head enough now. I mean, I really don't think we can say any more, because she'll be impossible to live with.
Stephanie, do you want to say anything before we sign off?
Yeah, Marilyn, congratulations on 30 years as an employee.
Oh, and
You're
you're 32.
an agent for that, but as an employee, 30 years, it's amazing. And I've enjoyed working with you for the last 20 plus. And we've been through first floor floods and lobby fires. We picked up and moved twice.
That's right.
I mean, we've been through a lot.
She made us go paperless, which was a big chore.
Yeah.
I had to start a year in advance.
So thank you so much for everything you've done for all of us, Marilyn.
Bravo.